Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Pitstop podcast. I'm Jaco van der Merwe, joined by Charles Bosch and Mark Jones. On the agenda this week, gentlemen, yet another van. We've been seeing a spate of vans lately, and this time in a very similar vein to the Ford Ranger and VW Amarok. It's another little collaboration.
Yes.
And tell us more about it, Charles.
So, new Volkswagen Transporter. So, let's be frank from the beginning. There's two versions of this. There's something called the T7, and there's now the new Transporter. So the T7 is the replacement for the T6.1 Kombi, which we've been having for years, and that's caused a bit of confusion with this whole.
Well, I'm confused right now.
Well, it's because of this whole joint venture thing. So what Volkswagen has said to us is that the T7, that is a proper Volkswagen product. That is the proper, what you call the T-Series, what they've been saying. This one, the Transporter, is not. I don't know what was the logic behind all of this. I know it's very, very confusing. So they say it doesn't form part of their Transporter T-Series range of products because it's a joint venture model.
Hang on now. When's the T7 deal?
So T7 is coming either next year or 2027.
Question.
Okay.
Yes.
Where are they producing the T7 then?
That is produced in Germany, I believe, in Hanover.
Okay.
Whereas this Transporter is produced...
Silverton.
No, Turkey. It's produced alongside the Ford.
Okay, so let me get this right. The current Kombi and Caravelle is the T6.1.
Yes.
Okay. There's a T7 coming down the line.
Yes.
A VW, a proper DNA.
Correct.
But now there's a little stopgap. Is that the right?
No, it's not a stopgap. It's going to be part of an eventual 3-model product range. So you've got Transporter at the bottom. You've got T7, proper Volkswagen product here. And then, if everything goes well, they are looking at introducing the all-electric ID Buzz as their Halo flagship version.
You see them overseas. That's such a cool bus.
But is that part of the T7 now?
No. ID Buzz is all on its own.
And tell me, a Kombi Caravelle, is that going to be a T7 or a Transporter?
So the Transporter will not have the Caravelle name because Caravelle belongs to Volkswagen.
Yes.
So the top of the range Transporter is going to be called Style. That's the top of the range version. T7 will retain the Caravelle name as their flagship. Kombi is the nameplate will be used on the T7, whereas the Transporter will be called Transporter Kombi.
Can I ask another question?
Yes, I know it's very confusing.
Yes, very.
It is very confusing.
But the Transporter transports people, correct?
Yes.
And
8.
And the T7 does the same, correct?
T7, yes, but it's more of a leisure-focused luxury vehicle.
T7's luxury. It's like the Mercedes.
Yeah, it's basically like a V-Class. It's basically a V-Class rival.
Yes, okay. So there's that level of the Caravelle T7-based thing that's coming is high-end luxury.
Yes.
Transporter is slightly more common transport.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But I'm confused about the Kombi.
Remember, they don't use the name Kombi. It's just a thing that we always referred to. Its official name is Transporter, and T7 is T7 Multivan. Kombi is an informal term that they've used for years.
On the Transporter now.
On the Transporter,
So if you own a Transporter, you can call it a Kombi if you like.
Well, that's what the majority of people do. They never call it Volkswagen Transporter. They always call it Kombi because it's easier just to remember it by that.
Imagine if only VW could call it a Kombi and make our lives all easier.
Well, we should write a petition to Volkswagen and say to us, listen, it's getting a bit hectic to understand it.
Okay, well, let's go into what makes more sense. Model-wise, what are we looking at here?
So this is Transporter, not T7. So we've got...
Yeah, we parked T7.
Yeah, we parked T7. Okay. Forget.
Yeah, done.
So Transporter, we're going to have a panel van. Then you've got the crew bus, which is a combination passenger commercial panel van. Then we've got, here we go again. Then we've got the Kombi version. Okay. So that's going to be available in a bunch of trim levels, base model. There's one called the Commerce, which is basically your...
That's all a family bus.
Well, yes, your shuttle transport type vehicle. They've got one there called the Edition, which is a limited edition version, which is an appearance package. Then we come to the more lifestyle-focused versions, the Life, and then you've got the top-of-the-range Style, which will arrive later, I believe, either end of this month or next month, which will have all-wheel drive as standard.
And compared to the Fords, where the panel van is a long wheelbase and all of that,
Transport is the same. It's going to be a long wheelbase as well. Long wheelbase, panel van only. And then you've got the crew bus and the Kombi, which are short wheelbase.
Mark, I'm just going to call all of them Kombi.
Yeah, there's a new Kombi in South Africa. It's based on the Ford.
Yes.
Welcome, done, dusted, conversation over.
That's going to be that's going to be the logic. What people are going to.
And we can
refer
assume
to.
the pricing is pretty much the same.
Well, no, actually, the Volkswagen is cheaper.
Oh, wow.
Than the Ford.
It's cheaper, yeah.
But it's built by Ford.
It's built by Ford.
Please explain.
We don't know what the all-wheel drive version of the.
Forget about the all-wheel. I mean, Ford doesn't have an all-wheel. So
No, it
just
doesn't
stick
have
with
it.
what's on the table for now.
So the Style version is just under, it's about 1.1 million. And then the Titanium X version of the Tornado Custom is over 1.2 million. So the all-wheel drive version of the Kombi, the Style, that's going to be around about 1.3. But you can't compare that with the Ford because there's no all-wheel drive version of the Tornado coming. Same engines.
I was about to say, it's the 2-litre single-turbo Panther.
Panther, yeah, in 3 states of tune. So the panel van has got 81 kilowatts. The crew bus was not detailed at the event, so I'm assuming that's coming either at the end of this year or next year, along with a double cab drop side version. So that engine will probably be 110 kilowatts. And then all of the Kombi derivatives have got the 125 kilowatt engine as the Tornado has.
2-litre single turbo, 6-speed gearbox.
Eight. 8-speed automatic. 8-speed automatic. 6-speed manual only in the crew bus and the panel van.
How to complicate your life. Models upon models, derivatives upon derivatives, and all we call it is a Kombi.
Correct, yes.
So just going to a little bit of detail on the launch drive. I mean, I recently had the 2 Fords on test, the Sport and the Titanium X, like you said, both the same engine.
Yeah.
And I felt it was slightly underpowered, I could have just decent, solid van. I mean, but I don't know what you felt about driving it. I felt it was a bit underpowered.
It was a bit underpowered. So we had this massive road trip all the way from Johannesburg to Woodspruit, which is typical Volkswagen Kombi thing, long road trip, making memories. I mean, we've all seen the advertisements over the years and whatever. And the general consensus is that the engine is a little bit underpowered. You put your foot flat and nothing really happens, even though this Transporter has got a sport mode, which the Ford versions, believe it or not, which the Ford versions doesn't have at all. It just feels a little bit, it could have done with a bit more grunt. It was a bit noisy inside, so you're sitting up front, and then when you're having a conversation with somebody, you can't really hear them because there's almost a vortex noise in the back, so you almost have to scream or raise your voice to talk to the person in the back. We also have the roads in that area is pretty bad, and there were some instances where the ride was quite hard. But the rest of it was, some of the interior quality is not typical Volkswagen because it's called a spade, it's not really a Volkswagen. So,
I thought you were going to say it's typically Ford and offend everybody there.
No, I won't say that.
But yeah, I mean, VW is limited, unfortunately, whether people like it or not. It's a share thing. A Ford is a VW these days. It's not a VW, it's a Ford. A VW is a Ford. And they're limited by what they can and can't do. They can only put certain trim level in unless they're going to really re-engineer the whole bus. And then that's going to send that price right through the roof. So it's kind of take it or leave it. It is what's on the table, what's available. It's what's going in the bus.
We've said this many times before. Joint ventures are a reality because it keeps pricing down on both manufacturers' side. And there is a reason that they entered this joint venture because, yes, they've got a model of their own, the T7. But as we said, that's upmarket. It's more expensive in Europe than this. This is a work vehicle, basically, with luxuries, yes, but not all of it that you get in a T7 and a Caravelle, because it then clashes with each other. Then you ask yourself, what's the point? So brings costs down, also avails models to countries where electrification hasn't been as prominent, because what Volkswagen did say, when the T7 comes to South Africa, they will only avail it as a hybrid. They're only thinking of bringing in the e-hybrid, which is their name for plug-in hybrid vehicles. No combustion engines, because that derivative is apparently getting dropped next year. So plug-in hybrid only, and then that makes sense. Then it's obviously going to be more expensive.
A whole lot more expensive. I think.
Exactly.
You're going to be in for a surprise, probably be twice the price of the current Kombi.
Of the exactly, and aiming it for the V class.
Yeah.
But gents, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All that's on the table now is the Kombi, like we seen, whatever they call them. So that's it from us. As soon as we hear more about this T7 and Caravelle, we will keep you up to date with all the latest news. Thank you very much for tuning in this week. It was listening to the Pitstop podcast. Beg your pardon. Cheers.